We are in the process of replacing our gutter. I'll give you a closer look once I get up on the ladder and show you what we're doing first. So first step, obviously removing the old gutter. Okay, so we're removing the gutter. So over here you have your rafter, and then the fascia, which is the vertical board, although it's not perfectly vertical. And then the other piece of board which we're replacing is called the shingle molding, which is a 1x2 that sits right above the gutter. It's this guy, sort of supports the edge of the shingles. So it's this little rotten 1x2, so we're going to be replacing that. And if you notice, your fascia is probably not perfectly vertical, so that's why you have these things called gutter wedges. I'm showing you one right here, an old one, that's going to sit in between the gutter and the fascia to make the gutter vertical. So if you're lucky, you just have screws and you can unscrew all this old gutter. Mine, I'm having a cut with a Sawzall and then get the screws and then pry back the shingle molding that I'm going to be replacing. I'm going to be replacing it with some 1x2 PVC trim. I'm going to sand and paint this fascia first, but the fascia is otherwise in good shape. So currently I'm just removing the old gutter, removing the shingle molding, getting out the staples that held it in place. And I'm using a ladder, as you can see, and would recommend this extra attachment here. They're sort of like bull bars. They sell at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's just a lot safer and easier to work with on stuff like this. So I'm partway done. I'm just sanding and painting the fascia before I put the trim on. Just a little bit of protection and color matching. Here's a look at one of the new gutter pieces. So you can have the gutter company come out and they just take a roll of sheet metal and they have a machine that spits this out and cuts it right to side. And so that's why it's one seamless piece, no seams for possible leaks. So you can buy these hangers that come on that you just drive in with an impact gun. Cut out the downspout fittings, so instead of buying the separate downspout pieces, again there are fewer seams if you cut out, and then we use this Cell Pro sealant. And then same thing, the end caps are just made out of sheet metal, cut to shape, and then crimped to make a seal, and sealed with the same sealant. Here are the gutter wedges I ordered. So this is what it came like from Amazon. So it's meant to sort of clip onto the edge of the gutter. And then it has, see a little perforated seam here, so you could adjust it based on the pitch of the fascia. Unfortunately, the clip won't really work with the hangers. So what I'm doing to each one is I'm taking that clip off, and I'm just going to use paint or hot glue to hold it in place before the screw gets in. And then I'm using this, it's called a hand reamer, to bend it back, because my roof pitch it's not very pitched, so I need the smaller wedge basically. So I'm just folding this part back to get a slightly smaller wedge. This is sort of the final product before we hang it. So you see I used hot glue to hold the wedges on. I tried to line up each hanger with a stud. I don't think I'm going to do that in the future. It's just going to be really hard to do on these longer sections. I think if you have enough hangers and they're going into the fascia, it's probably fine. These aren't supporting a ton of weight. But anyway, for now I measured out and lined them up with the rafters. And so yeah, on this one it's going to be pretty easy. I'm going to start at one end. I'm going to keep the upper end just sort of situated just beneath the shingle molding, and then the far end I'm going to do just half an inch lower, and that's because this is a short run. So I'm going to do roughly, like, I think the rule of thumb is a 1/4 inch per 10 feet. So I'm going to do half an inch over here, an inch drop on this run, and then 1.5 inches on the far side. And you really shouldn't need more than that. And so yeah, and for the bigger ones I bought bicycle hangers, which I'll show you to help get that one situated. But this one's easy enough to just do all by hand. So here are the 1x2 PVC pieces I'm using for the shingle molding. And then so I've got one of the gutters in. So here's the smallest gutter. You can see the wedges in the back that I bent. Here's the current gutter. So you can see these hangers that I bought at Lowe's. So I've got 3 of them. So you want one in the middle and the others roughly maybe 5 to 10 feet in from the ends. And so that helps big time to hold it in place. So you need to get your ladder pretty far back so that you have room between the end of the hanger and the ladder, and you sort of walk with 2 feet up the ladder while holding the gutter, and walk it up and set it in the hangers. And now it's much easier because it's being held up there to zip it in. So for this one, it's easy, but you start at one end and zip it in, and then the middle, and then the other end, and then kind of zip them all along. And like we said, we're going to do about an inch drop on this one. So we're going to have the top end flush up here, and then an inch down there, and half an inch in the middle. And I'll do another video after we're done with it. And another way to set the level right is to use chalk line to draw a line across for you. And so then you can get a hose and put water in it, or wait till it rains and just double check yourself if there are any low spots. You'll see water accumulating, but that's basically the best way to actually test the gutter. Yeah, and then so the downspouts, there are inside and outside pieces which you kind of have to figure out. So basically, because the gutter is like a three-dimensional rectangle instead of a square, at some points you might want it oriented this way versus the other way. And then we just use some stainless steel gutter screws. They're even color matched. I got these on Amazon to bind everything together. And then I still have yet to do the final like downspout piece that actually sticks out. So I got to do that. And then last thing I'll talk about are the straps here. So again, using those gutter screws and just color matched straps that work quite well. And when you're assembling the gutter downspout pieces, any piece that's higher you want to slide in, so that way as the water's flowing there's overlap, and so like the water would continue into about here before it gets into this piece, so before it leaves this piece and gets into this piece. And same thing, so this piece goes inside this piece goes inside this piece goes inside this piece, etc., all the way down, so that way you don't have water coming through the seams. And we're just cutting all of this gutter piece with a little hacksaw. Bandsaw would work too, especially if you had one in some sort of a jig, but the hacksaw works just fine. The chalk line turned out to be really useful, and if you have two ladders, that's great too, so you could each walk up a big piece like two people. Otherwise, with the really big sections, it's really hard for one person to get it up, even with the bicycle hangers to help, but it's done.